been here in Moscow on scene since about 3 p.m. Since I've been here, I've watched Moscow police cars come in and out of this neighborhood, where officials found 4 people dead. Neighbors say they began noticing police cars flood the area around 12 p.m. today. Moscow police say they responded to a call here on King Road for an unconscious individual. Upon further investigation, officials found 4 people dead. While police investigated the scene, the University of Idaho enacted a shelter-in-place alert as university officials reported a homicide near campus. As we've stated, that alert is lifted at this time. Neighbors say most people living in this area are a part of U of I Greek life or are students, but we do not know the identities of those involved or who lives at the residence. Officials are investigating. This is a very much developing situation, and we will continue to stay on the grounds until we have more information to report back to you.
So police still have this house here near University of Idaho taped off. This right here is where officers found 4 bodies yesterday. We now know the names of those 4 students. They were 20-year-old Ethan Chapin from Conway, Washington, 21-year-old Madison Mogan from Coeur d'Alene, 21-year-old Kaylee Goncalves from Rathdrum, Idaho, and 20-year-old Xana from Avondale, Arizona, and they were all University of Idaho students. Here's a breakdown of the timeline from what we know so far. Around 1 p.m., we heard reports of a homicide investigation near the college campus. An hour later, the school put out an alert on social media. It said Moscow PD is investigating a homicide on King Road. They asked the community to stay away from the area and shelter in place as a precaution. Around 3 in the afternoon, Krem2 arrived in Moscow. Neighbors said most people living in this area are a part of U of I Greek life or students. At around 5 in the evening, the Moscow Police Department confirmed they had found 4 people dead, but it wasn't until late last night that they confirmed those victims were students. The university also said Moscow police do not think there's any active threat at the moment as they continue their investigation.
Police responded to King Road for a call about an unconscious person Sunday afternoon. When police arrived, they found the 4 deceased students inside the home. This morning, the city of Moscow and University of Idaho identified all 4 U of I students. Freshman Ethan Chapin of Conway, Washington, was a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity. Xana, a junior from Post Falls, was a member of the Pi Beta Phi sorority. Madison Mogan was a senior from Coeur d'Alene, and Kaylee Goncalves was a senior from Rathdrum.
This is a pretty traumatic situation for our campus community.
Dean of Students Blaine Eccles says news of the suspected homicide shocked the Vandal community.
This is rocking their world. Many of them come from small communities where things like this have never happened.
Counseling is available to students at any time. He recognizes that many students have already returned home early for the upcoming holiday.
People need to navigate through this situation in the way that best suits them. If students need to go home, be closer with their families, want to return home, I support them in doing that. We're going to support them in doing that.
Support for U of I goes beyond the university campus. Businesses throughout the city of Moscow are offering prayers and thoughts for the Vandal community. And because
Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'd like to start by saying that this is for educational purpose only. May the 4 victims rest in peace. Condolence to their families. I still find it strange that the university students were left to make up their own mind and decide if they felt like going home. I do understand that it's a difficult situation to navigate, but this doesn't make sense because a quadruple murder took place. The detectives did not come until 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and for them to start their investigation, I would assume that they would need everyone to be in the university because this is a crime scene. I'm not saying that all the students have information, but I'm sure plenty of them, especially the neighbors, must have heard screaming, the dog barking, or they may have important information that they don't even know is important to the case. If the students were allowed to go home, when and how did the detectives get time and get hold of the students while their brain was still fresh with thoughts? If they had any information and if they left home and came back, I'm sure the information they had would be kind of not clear. Our mind works in such a way that the more the information and the incident is fresh, the more the information we share with the police will be more clearer. The police did not check to see if the people that actually left home could have been involved. Allegedly. I find it strange that this small ladder is still lying on the side of the house. I wonder if it was used to climb up to the second floor.
Some students have decided to go on Thanksgiving break early.
A lot of people left last night, and then we were like, I know we were like one of the only ones who actually stayed here last night. My mom has called me every single hour for since 7 a.m. this morning. So yeah, they want me to come home if I don't feel safe.
Moscow police have not said much about what exactly happened, but they have released the names of the victims. Two of them, Xana Kernodle, a junior from Post Falls, and Madison Mogan, a senior from Coeur d'Alene, were servers at the Mad Greek restaurant in downtown Moscow. The restaurant posted on Facebook saying the two brought so much joy to the restaurant and all they encountered. Mad Greek is now closed, giving staff time to grieve along with the rest of the community. And the university is planning a vigil for the victims. That's taking place at 5 p.m. on Wednesday on the lawn outside the administration building.
Once they are done, the medical examiner will forward her recommended findings to the Latah County coroner. Now, the Moscow Police Department or the Latah County coroner will release the official ruling. Now, this afternoon, when we talked to the coroner, she described a gruesome crime scene.
Well, there was a lot of blood. It's a very sad scene.
Mabit adds that she does not believe the toxicology report on each of the 4 University of Idaho students will be relevant to the manner or cause of death. Now, Mabit has been the county coroner for 16 years in Latah County. She says in that time there have been at least 2 other multiple homicide scenes that she's been involved in. But she says this current homicide investigation is the only one she's been to where there are 4 people at one scene. Now, we are continuing to press local authorities like the Moscow Police Department, as well as the Latah County prosecutor. I have made multiple calls into their offices yesterday and today, have not got a call returned from either agencies. Now, we know there are University of Idaho students, their families, and the greater Moscow community, many of which are still concerned for their safety, even though the police department says there is no active threat to the community. So that is why we remain here in Moscow pressing for answers. And once we do get those, we'll continue to keep.
The coroner said that it's not important with the toxicological report. I wonder why. It is important to check the report to find out if the students may have overdosed, if they were poisoned, to even check and see what was the last meal they ate, so that you get a better and clearer timeline. So it sounds really unprofessional, although I into corner and I wouldn't know much about that topic, but this is common sense. And I've noticed common sense doesn't seem to work much in this case. My question has always been, what was the exact timeline for Xana and E? Where were they that night? Xana's father clearly said that Xana was at home at midnight. He said he called his daughter and she said she was going to be at home. She's just chilling at home with her boyfriend. So what happened? Did someone come and attack them at home? We've heard allegedly of a fight that took place in the Sigma Chi fraternity. There was words exchanged and there was a fight. Xana, E, and the Davids were involved, allegedly, in the fight. So could it be possible that they followed them home after the fight? Nobody has seen Xana and Ethan after 2 a.m., according to the police. Actually, more like 1:45 a.m. But let's not forget that Xana and E were not seen in any social media pictures either. And we can clearly see that these young students took pictures, posted it on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, etc. But no pictures were seen of the couple. Did something happen to them much earlier than 1:45 a.m.? We are aware that E had 2 siblings, they're triplets. And part of the timeline was that E and his brother Hunter took their sister Maisie and Maisie's roommate as dates to the Betty ball. And that was between 8 to 9 p.m. What happened after that? I wonder if the siblings know. They must have heard rumors. Hunter is a frat boy, like his triplet E, at the Sigma Chi. I'm sure he heard of what has happened. I wonder if he's scared to talk. And I wonder what they saw. We can clearly see Jack Showalter taking off his hoodie and his cap for a second. But in the whole grub truck Twitch video, you see hoodie guy hiding himself with his hoodie. Maddie and Kaylee were seen last at the grub truck, but before they were at the grub truck, they were at the corner club from 10 p.m. right up to 1:30 or 1:44 when they walk into the grub truck. Adam is one of the bartenders and he's Jack D, his roommate. Keep in mind that Adam knows Murphy very well. That is Kaylee's dog. So he could have actually, he or Jack D or Jack Showalter could have actually kept Murphy in Kaylee's room before the murders, allegedly. The reason I say that is I find it strange that the dog wasn't harmed. Usually, a stranger would have been scared to enter a house with 5 roommates and a boyfriend there and a dog. So whoever entered this house definitely knew how to keep Murphy quiet. That is just my thoughts, my speculations. It's not a fact, but it is something to think of. I wonder if Adam went home for Thanksgiving, or was he there to give the detectives his statement, because he's an important witness. He was at the corner club when Kaylee and Maddie were last there, and he was mentioned in the conversation when Kaylee, Maddie, and Jack S. were walking towards the grub truck. Kaylee seemed to be a bit upset when she said, "Maddie, what did he tell Adam?" And Maddie said, "I told Adam everything." I personally believe whatever was said to Adam could have caused the quadruple murders. It sounded like Jack S. told the girls, or told Maddie, "They're going to get you girls, or they're going to get you for this, Maddie." And that is the time Maddie and Kaylee are talking. And Kaylee says, "Maddie, what did you tell Adam?" And that's the time she says, I told Adam everything. So what did Jack S. mean by "they're going to get you girls," or "they're going to get you for this, Maddie"? Was it about money? Was it about love? Was there some issues going on between Kaylee and Jack D? Because allegedly Jack D and Kaylee broke up a couple of weeks before the quadruple murders. And we heard the mayor saying that this could be a crime of passion. We know that this was a targeted crime, but were all 4 victims the target? Or was it Kaylee who was the target, since she had more injuries than Maddie? Could this be about love, jealousy? Allegedly, because Kaylee was moving. Let's not forget that. She already got a job. She's moving to Austin. And interestingly enough, someone actually logged off Kaylee's LinkedIn account. You can make transactions, large payments to the LinkedIn account. Who logged off 9.5 hours after the murders? Was this about money? Why was Jack D ruled out last? Was it because he was the one the girls called the final time? They made 9 calls on the whole to Jack D. And 2 minutes after that, we heard from the Banfield body cam a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." What was this about? Where was Jack D? Jack D's alibi is Adam. I'm sure Adam's alibi is Jack D. They're roommates. And they live literally 1 minute away from the girls. I personally hear they're going to get you for that Maddie. What does Jack S. mean by they're going to get you for that Maddie? Right after that is when Kaylee asks Maddie, Maddie, what did you tell Adam? And she said, I told Adam everything. What was sold to Adam, I wonder? Jack D and Kaylee shared a dog together, Murphy. Sorry. And Jack D lived a minute away from Kaylee. What I'm trying to say by this is Jack D knows his dog Murphy well. I find it strange that 9 calls was made to Jack D. I wonder if he was there and made it himself, allegedly, to get an alibi that he was sleeping. Why was he ruled out last? Why did Kaylee's father Steve look like he was so upset and mad at him at the memorial? Could Jack D have been upset that Kaylee was moving on with her life? She bought herself a nice car or Land Rover. She's moving to Austin. She got herself a good job. She was happy. And Kaylee was actually studying from home. This is just a rumor, and it was said that Kaylee was invited back that night by DM or by the sorority girls. And Kaylee wanted to show off her new car to her friends, especially Maddie. Why was Kaylee studying from home? Did she feel some kind of threat? Why did Xana ask her father to change her door lock? Is it because everyone had the passcode to the front door? Why was the front door left wide open? What did DM see exactly that night? A man with bushy eyebrows? How come you didn't notice the eye color, his eyes colored, DM? That is the first thing we usually see. Eyebrows comes later. I do understand if they're extra bushy, you may notice it. But how come you weren't scared to open the door 3 times? Did you know the suspects, allegedly, or the suspect? And why did he let you stay alive? And BF. I personally find that odd. If a stranger is going to come to our house, a 3-story house with 5 roommates who usually have parties, and it can be a full house, and a dog, Wouldn't the person do their homework and find out that there are 2 surviving roommates who live in the house too? Why didn't they start from the first floor? Bethany Funk is an important witness because she was at the Sigma Chi party. What did she see? Is that the exculpatory evidence she has? What did DM actually see? Why did it take her 8 hours to call for help? 8 hours. Think about that. Didn't this young woman need to use the toilet? Or was she using her room as a toilet? This doesn't make sense. I do understand that she froze. You can freeze for a while, but not for 8 hours. It was even said, it leaked out by the grand jury, that allegedly DM and BF were texting each other while the murders or unlivings were going on. Didn't they have any empathy? They could have saved 1, 2 of the victims, or maybe all 4 victims if they called the police immediately. And even if they couldn't save the victims, at least DNA would have been found of the person who did this crime, this horrific crime. DM, did you actually call Kaylee to come back? Do you feel threatened by any chance? Was there anyone threatening you? I can't wait to see you on the sand if you'd love to get to see that. I do believe that Brian Christopher Koberger knows either DM or BF. What could be the reason that he was there, if he was there? Why does he believe that DM has exculpatory evidence? Was Brian Christopher Koberger there allegedly to buy some drugs? Because it's been said by the local cab that he drove many people. The driver said he drove many people there to buy drugs. So was one of the surviving roommates selling drugs by any chance? Was that why BK was there? And could it be possible that BF knows BK personally? Did they call him there to set him up? Or was he actually stargazing? Was he involved? Or was he part of the cleanup crew? Just asking. Allegedly.
Hi, my name is Xana Kernodle. I'm a marketing major here at the University of Idaho. And I'm involved in a couple things down here, including Vandal Solutions. Last year I did Blues Properties. I was an associate with them. And I basically just worked with Blues Properties and did advertising for them, did sales events, etc. And this year, I'm doing sales, so I'm a sales associate. So basically, I just call people around Moscow, ask them if they're interested in our business, etc. But yeah, I'm a junior here, so it's really exciting. I love it at the University of Idaho, and I'm super excited to be in this marketing class because it's basically my major. And this is actually King Street, where I've lived the past 2 years, and I really like just hanging out with my friends all the time and being super involved in school events and everything else. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me, and I'm really excited to take on this course.
I find this very interesting. Rest in peace, Anna. Xana had a bit going on. So Xana has lived in King Street, Kings Road, 1122 Kings Road, for 2 years when she did this advertisement. So I believe she's lived there the longest out of the 4. I heard Kaylee was one of the last people to move in to 1122 Kings Road. Xana said that she's involved in a couple of things: VANDAL solution, pool properties. She said she calls around people in Moscow, Idaho, about the pool properties, I guess, and she does surveys. I wonder what the VANDAL solution is. And I wonder if she got anyone upset, or if there was a threat there. We've seen what the VANDAL's about. Look at Tim Reed's. Look at how badly they assaulted him. Did Xana end up meeting some bad people through her surveys? Just a question. Did some kind of threat come from the VANDAL solution or the pool properties that Xana said she worked for? She said she was advertising for the pool properties and she did some sales events. Did she meet any stalker by chance in the sales of events? Xana calls people from Moscow and asks them if they're interested in her business. That's the sales in the pool properties. I wonder if she met any weirdos while she was doing the surveys for the sales. I wonder if that is Jack D's pickup truck, because I heard he drives a white pickup truck with black on the door, black color on the door. It's quite strange that even when the house was being demolished, we saw a white truck driving past the house. There seems to be too many white trucks in Moscow, Idaho, just like the Hyundai Elantras. And I heard that Jack D sold one of his cars, I think the white truck, 1 week after the murders. I wonder if he was trying to get rid of evidence, allegedly. Why would he sell a car so quickly, right after the murders? Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you all think about Xana's work as a salesperson for the pool properties, and about Xana calling people in Idaho, Moscow, carrying out surveys. And I find it interesting that Xana worked with the VANDAL solution. May the 4 victims rest in peace. May the correct justice be served. Condolence to their families.